everyone, I thought it would be fun to pick a couple of Easter-like images from this large double page spread. This is in the back of Rita Berman's spring book, and I thought I would do, doing this little bunny rabbit might be rather fun. You know, Easter bunny and all that, I thought would be rather nice to have a go at. So that is going to be my first little picture that I'm going to do from this page. I did grab a set of pencils, but I'm not going to use those. I'm going to use a different set. Let's just get the bunny in shot. There she is. And I'm going to use my Castle Golds because I need a selection of, I think, greys for bunny. And we have a few different greys in this set, whereas the other set that I picked, there was only one, so we used that for something else. So yes, Castle Arts Gold, and we have some very light greys, and I think what I'm going to start with doing is start with a layer of light grey and then work from there. So the Dove Grey, I'm just trying to find it, here it is the lightest grey in the set. So I'm going to go over the whole bunny in Dove Grey, even the tail, and then work from there. So everything just in a fairly even layer, and then we'll have a think about what to do with our bunny. Now I don't really know what colour the Easter bunny tends to be depicted as. Don't really, in the UK we do Easter, we do Easter egg hunts and things, but the Easter bunny is not quite such a big part of it all. I remember when I was little it was just like got up on Easter Sunday and my mum would give me an Easter egg, which was rather nice, and then sometimes my neighbour would pop round with a couple. It was my next door neighbour. They would always give us two, me and my sister, and my uncle would make them, and so we'd have one from him, which was amazing. Right, there's my base colour for our bunny. You can see he's a little bit darker than the background. She, don't know. Is the Easter bunny male or female? I've got no idea. Are we supposed to know these things? I'm not going to use the blue grey, it's very brown. The Graphite light is quite similar, so, but the cool grey deep is almost black. I think we'll go with the Graphite light and see whether it shows up first on some areas. I'm just going to sharpen these, all really blunt. Okay, so this is the Graphite light. And what I'm going to do is fill in some areas where I think it might be a little bit darker. So I'm thinking down at the bottom here, might be a little darker, maybe along here. Just sort of fade it up a little bit there. And then, maybe at the bottom, be some shadow here and here. Yeah, my uncle used to make an Easter egg and it was very thick chocolate. I don't know what chocolate he used. My mum would know. I think it might have been Cadbury's. And then he would pipe your name on the top in icing, and inside you would get about 6 quality streets. Very nice chocolates. And yeah, and it was a really thick egg. Like these days, chocolate eggs, I don't think all countries do chocolate eggs. Some countries just do chocolate bunnies, but we have a hollow Easter egg which is made of chocolate, and these days they're very, very thin, and but his were very thick. There is a company that does thicker ones. I think Hotel Chocolat does, but I'm just trying to make it look a little bit darker under the neck there. Maybe just a little bit here. Little cute bunny. Now thinking about this sort of design here. I think I'm going to make that a little darker so it stands out a bit. So I'm going to make it dark all the way around where this dark line is, and then just slightly fade it towards the end of the design like that. And I'm going to add some lines to the tail like that. Now I'm going to use my darkest colour now. Let's give it a sharpen. This is the Cool Grey Deep. It goes very dark. In the ear, I'm thinking this could be quite dark, so I'm actually going to just go around these circles, make them a bit lighter in the middle than the edge, just because they're decorative and fun, like that. Now this is quite dark as I thought, and I'm going to use it to draw on fur. You need a very sharp pencil for this. It's rather fun. Now you need to think a little bit about the direction. I'm thinking the face, it would go that way, so that's the way I'm going to go. I press a bit lighter here because the face is lighter. I don't want such dark fur. I'm sorry, I am actually shadowing it here. That might be a little bit better. There we go. Now I'm thinking the body, it would sort of go down. Now where we've got these decorative swirls and bits, I'm not going to put fur on top of those. I don't think that will quite look right. Now my fur's not looking brilliant. Try not to make them all line up and start in the same place and end in the same place, which is what I was doing there. It looked a bit odd. Have different lengths of stroke as well. And yeah, just keep going round. Again, I think pretend that line isn't there. Go in there. Remember, when you sort of hit a barrier, you don't do some half strokes and some full strokes. Just to sort of come down here, don't we? Then I'm thinking with that leg, the foot, it's quite obvious which way to do it, sort of downwards like that. With the leg, I'm thinking it might be this way. And it actually helps to show the different parts with the direction of our fur. Now I'm going to put a bit of this on the tail. Now a bunny's tail is normally white. We could put some white into this tail, but if we do, we probably will need to think about putting white elsewhere. I'm just going to have a think whether I want to do that or not. No, because we could, if we do white tail, we could do these bits white. Actually, yes, I'm going to do that. So we're getting a white Posca pen. It's the one with a very little tip. And I'm going to do the tail. Now what I'm not going to do is make the fluff go outside of the guidelines, which sometimes I would, but I'm just going to do it like that. And then for this, I'm going to white out this line. I'll probably actually just make the whole thing pattern disappear, because it's so pale, but I think it might be fun. I'm going to leave that one because it's really helping to define the edge of our bunny's neck, so I think having it a bit darker is a good idea, but we'll white out this bit like we did on the other side. I went over the top of a bit of a whisker then, I think. Right, now, see, this sort of defines the edge of the bunny's leg, so I'm wondering whether to just start there. just, yeah, make it look a little bit whiter. And that bit. I think I'm going to leave that pattern. Should I take rid of, I don't know whether to get rid of these. I think I'm going to get rid of those. Make them white. Now if this bunny was very dark, these would really show up. Because he's so light, it just almost erases them. But I quite like it like this. Now you could of course erase everything, but I quite like a few bits remaining. I'm going to put some white dots in the middle of there, so it's not quite so, doesn't stand out quite so much. And I'm going to put them over these. And around here. And then we'll be done. You don't have to do, whoops, that was a bit of a mistake, wasn't it? You don't have to do the white if you don't want to. There we go. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave Bunny there. So we've got a bit of a texture, more texture on the tail than on the rest. And I think you can't, it's quite light, so you can't necessarily tell though. But there we are. So there is our little bunny rabbit, quite pale, a little bit furry, not too over the top, looking rather cute. I hope that was okay. It's just a little quickie, a little fun one for you. Just a little Eastery fun. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a lovely day and happy colouring.